Hello guys, welcome to the stream today, and today we are playing, of course, Train Simulator again. Today we're on the Great Eastern Main Line, taking a Class 360 Desiro on a stopping service between Ipswich and London Liverpool Street. So I'm just gonna quickly update the stream information. That should be good to go now. Let's just double check that myself. And that should be good now, yeah. Excellent. So yeah, we're taking the Class 360 from Ipswich to Liverpool Street. Just a couple of notes. Some issues I noticed after editing the recording of the last live stream yesterday. I was editing it to upload it, and I noticed that the chat and the announcement packages weren't being recorded by OBS. I also noticed the music sound wasn't being captured by OBS when it should have been at the beginning, so that's a bit embarrassing. I promise I wasn't just talking to no one at the beginning. Well, throughout the stream, I was having a conversation with someone. Yeah, that was slightly embarrassing. It should be resolved now. I've spent a while working on it, changed a couple of things around, and we should be good to go now. I've also Nightbot wasn't in the sort of a moderating bot wasn't in the chat yesterday. Wasn't a problem because you guys are amazing anyway. But I've got him in the chat this time, so that's good. So I think now we are pretty much good to go. So let me just sort my mic out. Don't want to block in the chat. So yeah, let's get this running. We're gonna pick up passengers here at Ipswich first, then we're gonna move on. So a relatively simple drive from Ipswich to London, complicated only by the limited listed stops. As always, be aware of speed restrictions and be prepared for the unexpected. Okay, let's get set up quickly. So we need to put the Panto up. We want, don't need lights on. We want daylights on. Are they on? They are not. They are now. So I've done the Great Eastern Main Line a couple of times on my own. Never, I've never done it from Ipswich. I normally go along the branch line. So this should be good. Yeah. Get it going. Release the brakes. Step 2 power. Let's go. So this should be quite a nice run. Nothing too taxing. It's just a lot of services. Where are we at next? So Manningtree, Colchester, Marks Tay, Witham, Hatfield, Peveril, Chelmsford, Shenfield, Stratford, Speed, Shenfield, Stratford, and final stop at Liverpool Street. Okay, so that's a nice, easy little drive. So I've in real life I've been on this line a few times. I quite enjoy it. It's a nice little line. Yeah. I mean, it is for a main line, and I know I said this about London to Brighton yesterday, but for a main line, it's very, very nice. And then you get onto the sort of the branch lines going off of it, and it's honestly quite exceptional. I love it. And whether you can get a train to run down them, that's a different story altogether. But let's not. Now I'm talking about train operators. Do we have max speed 100? So, oh, we could reach that today. So, simple run. Now, what are we doing at manage? So we've got about 7 minutes. We are about a minute and a bit ahead of schedule. That's good. That's good. We like to hit. Now I'm hoping we do get Yeah, there we go. Just checking the speed. Hoping we do get some whistle balls. I know on the branch lines there are a couple. Just in case. And obviously because we are on a quite scenic route, can't resist the temptation. There we go. That's enough for now. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see indeed. Get some flyby shots. Lovely, lovely, lovely. It's a lovely day today as well. Any of you that saw yesterday's video, oh, that was not good weather. It was raining. You don't like the rain. Rain's not fun to drive in. Whereas this sun, lovely. We have reached 100. We've made it. Sorry, still got that cough from yesterday. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and drive. What have we got? We always take a look at the buttons, see what we can do. Anything over here? No. Windscreen wipers. Need to answer reverse, so that is master key. One thing I do like about this train is you can open the doors on both sides with buttons in the cab. You don't normally get that. Sounding, instrument lights, reverse, headlights, line light, panto, tail light, hazard warning. None of this works. That works. Hello. And that's about it. So it's a pretty simple cab. I'll admit it's a pretty simple cab. That's not too. Oh, we're already heading into the 100. Nearly speeding. The game didn't pick up on it though. That's good. I think when you get to 100, it's got a little bit of a leeway built into it because it's so easy to just hit 101. Trackside. Yeah, this line is fully electrified, even along the branch line. That's what we wanted, a whistle board. Get out of my way, I'm a train. Yeah, even along the branch line, it's all electrified, which is nice. We love a bit of electrification, don't we? I think overall, this run should take about an hour. Just over an hour, even. You know, nice long run. Pretty relaxing. Just sit down and enjoy it, I suppose. Also, a lot of things have changed since yesterday's stream. A lot of things that I think will make the experience better for you guys. Is another change has been, rather than just what I've been doing for the last couple of streams, was I'd just download the recording straight off of Twitch. Hello, what's this? We're going down to 18. Yeah, I downloaded it straight off of Twitch. But the thing is, see, the way OBS records, this is all deep technical knowledge. The way OBS records is that if you're recording audio, it splits it into 2 tracks, which makes it easier in the editing process to change the levels of the 2 tracks. So if the game audio is slightly too loud, and I notice it in editing, with an editing program I can go back and change that. Whereas the way it does when it's streaming is Twitch doesn't support dual track audio recording, meaning that essentially what's happening was I'd download the recording off of Twitch, and if the levels were slightly off, there was nothing I could do about it, and I was stuck with bad audio. And I don't want to upload bad quality audio on my YouTube videos. So essentially, what I'm doing now is, alongside the streaming, it's also OBS is also recording at the same time. Just trying to focus on this stop. So the recording will be multi-track, the stream will be single track, which means that when I go to upload the file and edit it, I can change the audio levels. So that's some in-depth YouTube editing audio knowledge. Which, you know, some people might find interesting. The majority of you probably don't. And we've shot past the 8-car marker. Only just. You know, some people probably care about that. It's just you know, little things to try and improve the experience for you guys. And I think that's quite important, you know. At least in the stream, and you can have people let you know when the audio is not good, but when you go back and, like, if it's just a recording, you sort of have to work on it yourself. And I think it's the audio should be good. I mean, there are a lot of YouTubers who have far more advanced knowledge about the sort of thing than I do. I'm just sort of trying to pick it up as I go along. I think I'm not doing too bad. You guys let me know. Let me know if I'm doing horribly. I think I'm getting it slowly. Take a look at the passenger view or at Mountain Tree. I mean, when you play this line, you can tell that it was sort of an early line because it's sort of a bit low res. It was one of the first lines they put in, I think. So you can't really, I'm not going to fault them for that. No, the line, Great Eastern Main Line has been around for ages on train sim. Also in real life. I just think it's nice to have it. It's a lovely line to drive, as I've said. Take a look around Manning Tree. Never been to Manning Tree, so I can't attest to. Oh, this is nice. I have removed ambient sound, so you can't hear this going, but it would go. Sorry, I'm just nerding out over the. I've lost my train. Oh, damn. Get back to it. Yes, oh, off track again. When we get to the sort of, probably around Colchester, I can probably give you some accuracy rating on that. Witham, definitely. Chelmsford, I can. Shenfield, sort of Chelmsford, Shenfield, Stratford, Liverpool Street. I sort of know quite well. I can have a look at them. See how realistic they are. They're telling us to be prepared for the unexpected. So is something going to happen at some point during this drive? I hope so. I know no real train driver would say that, but I really do hope something happens. There's a 6-minute layover of bus connection. Look on the bright side. At least it gives you a chance to have a cup of tea. Oh, great. 6-minute layover. Well, you know. Did I say Chelmsford? I meant Colchester. We'll just be there for a while. We've taken the sights of Colchester. Let's get it going. Like this road running parallel to the track. I'm not sure about the accuracy of that. And I suppose at least, even though this is an old line, the cantinery is alright. There are a couple of the newer lines on that DTG have produced where the cantinery is a bit, not the best, I will say. Although, if I remember correctly, there is a certain part of this line where the cantinery is awful. And it just had the standard treatment of close your eyes and ignore it. Don't go back and fix it. A little workstation over here. Again, no idea if that's there in real life. Yeah, proper trackside. They still want to do the over the top one. This camera being taken out of Trade Sim World was a complete travesty. That camera is one of the best cameras. It's great for establishing shots and screenshots and such things. Hello, where are you going? No idea. The Parage everyone said. And also with the route stability pack, I think it was from AP. This route runs so much better. When I used to play it without it, it would crash quite often. But now it's fine. No problem. Back up to 100 and a whistle board. Gotta pay attention to a lot of things. Anyone here? No. And another whistle board. I did remember this line correctly. There are a ton of whistle boards along this line. No. I really wish someone, and by someone I'm hinting at AP, I wish someone made an enhancement pack for this train, because I love this train. Really love this train. Love the route, love the train. Got a special place in my heart for it. And I'm excited to see Greater Anglia's new rolling stock that they're getting eventually replace the 360s. I know a lot of people don't want to see the 360s go, but if you've ever been on one, they leave a lot to be desired, we'll say. And the new rolling stock looks absolutely lovely. I believe it's adapted crossrail stock, I think. So it should be very nice to see. Because obviously the crossrail stock goes for between goes to Shenfield. Shenfield is on the line, so it makes sense to run the adapted crossrail stock down the line. And I think the adapted crossrail stock is actually what we're getting for the branch lines. The main line, well, not the main line, the sort of the Ipswich to Liverpool Street part is getting different stock, which also looks very nice. So yeah, it's an interesting time for the Great Eastern Main Line. I can't remember the last time the stock was actually fully overhauled. You know, I know the 90s have been on the line for a while. It'll be interesting to see the new stock on the line. So we're coming into Colchester now. I'll try and give it my best expert review. We're also going a bit fast. So this is actually, yeah, this is quite accurate to how I remember Colchester being the platform layout. You've sort of got staggered platforms all over the place. did slow down a bit fast there. I don't know if that shed's there in real life. I assume it is. I feel like a shed isn't just something you could throw in and be like, that's definitely there. Let's try and get this 8-car marker. Are we gonna get it? I think we got it. I think we got it. So we're behind the 8-car marker and the front doors still don't open. Okay. Let's have a look. We are on 8-car, right? Yes, yes. Let's have a look. So this actually isn't accurate. Really. Not accurate at all, really. Outside of the platforms. The platforms are accurate. The station is not. Colchester's kind of a raised station, and it's, yeah. I mean, if I remember correctly, this is right. You don't go face plant into ground. You do go underneath, but yeah, Colchester is a raised station, and is not. The road out the front is a lot busier than this little single track road. Yeah. But you know, a star for effort. Dovetail. Also, you wouldn't have blue or red buses because the operator in Colchester is primarily first, so they'd be white buses, white and pink buses. But then I suppose you could also say that this isn't accurate because the stock for Bellio is white and red, but this is old stock, and there are some really good reskins to get the stock back to white and red. What else can we see? We are here for a while, so we might as well take a look. No AI. Not much AI. That's also not very accurate for Colchester. There are quite a few trains passing through here because you've got the lines that go round to Colchester Town Station, I believe. And also, actually, I'm not sure how accurate the surrounding area is to the train station. The last time I went to Colchester Station was at about 3 in the morning, so it was quite dark. How long are we due to be here anyway? We leave here at 1912. Okay, that's probably why such a long trip. Have a look at these people. Oh. Oh dear. That's not good. You don't want to live in a house like that. Got the car park. Lovely, lovely. There's not really much else you can say about Colchester Station, really. It's a bit bland around here. That is a surprising amount of detail in the canteen, considering it's something you wouldn't normally be paying much attention to. A train. 60. Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? You are going to... No, you're not. You're not going to London Paddington. I mean, the service does not run to London Paddington anyway, and you are going in the wrong direction for London But also, as I was saying, that's a HSBC sign. No, there's no rail or sail from this station. There is rail, yes, there is. No sail though. In Colchester. Anything else of interest here? Timetable. Looks about accurate. Watch your bags. Welcome to Colchester. Oh, if that is supposed to be Castle Park in Colchester, it's accurate. There's what I assume to be a Greater Anglia logo up here. It's weird that the trains are in the old colours, but these signs are in the new Greater Anglia white and red. There's a network map. It looks accurate. I think this here is Liverpool Street. You've got Stratford here. You've got Southend Victoria over here. That's the Braintree branch line over here, I think. Or over here, one of these two. I think this one maybe. We're probably somewhere around here. Let me think, because this is... I think this should be the Braintree branch line. Because that would be Witham. And this would be about Colchester, I think. Car insurance, 50% discount online. More signs. We've seen. What was that? Time for a new approach. Okay. Lots of bins, building materials. That is shockingly accurate, actually. I do remember there being piles of building materials when I last came. In fact, I believe I was on this platform here. This probably would have been not this service exactly, but one of these services at an earlier time would have been the service I got into Liverpool Street. Because I was stood about here, there's building materials over here, signs. It's accurate enough. Like when you get down to the platform level. Let's take a walk through our train as well. Hello. You're not getting through that door. There's a office building, that issue? Network rail probably. Fuel pump. It's fair enough. Dovetail tried, and I'll give them that. You can't model every single station in extreme detail. You have to imagine just how many stations there are on the entirety of Train Simulator with all the DLCs. That's why you need independent third parties to give it a bit more attention, because they're more likely to know the local area. You get like local developers. Oh, where are you going? Oh, well, too late. Let's pause break. I want to see where you're going. Are you also going to London Paddington? You're going to... No, you're not going to London Liverpool Street, because I'm going to London Liverpool Street. Oh, are they doing the thing where you have different stations at different end? Which is weird, because even if you were, they should be the other way round. So you may be going to Southend Victoria. Let's keep going. Oh, damn it. Have we missed something? When I was outside of the train. Come on. Let's get going. We're going to have to put brakes all the way to max and then off. Hello, train. Oh dear. There you go, I think we're good now. Yeah. I think I might have missed a warning at some point. Oh. There we go. We are running horribly late to Mark's Tay now. We're going to have to make up a lot of time. maybe lower the comfort a little bit to get the thing moving. Oh no, we've made up the time. Slightly, we are. We're cutting it closer than I'd like. This is Greater Anglia service. Can't be getting there on time. That would be unrealistic of us. Please don't sue me, Greater Anglia. I do not mean what I've said. Well, you guys run a tight ship. I think we're going to be a bit more conservative on the braking from here. But we can do it. We can do it. Considering we just spent a little bit faffing around with the controls because I missed a warning. I shouldn't have left the train in forward while it was parked up, to be honest. Entirely my fault. So we're due at Marks Tay in 3 minutes? Well, not due, we're due in 4 minutes. We're going to make it in 3 minutes. Sorry. Nice little bridge. I like bridge. If you watch my London to Brighton video stream, you know I do like bridges. And let's get back to it. And a whistle board. Oh, they're really spoiling us. This. If you've seen, I will say, if you've seen one part of the Great Eastern Main Line, you've pretty much seen it all. This high banks and shrubbery, what's the right word, shrubbery, along the side is very much prototypical of the Great Eastern Main Line. But it looks nice, it looks lovely. And then there's the, I'm not sure what road it is. I want to say the A120, but that's probably not right. It does run, that road, whichever one it is, does run alongside the line from here. I've been on that road many times, probably more times than I've been on this train. Ooh. Those trees were buildings for a second. Start braking. Start braking a bit more. Start braking a lot more. Should have been paying attention. Ah, we're good. We're good. You are going to... I didn't see. Hello, Marks Tay. So I sort of know Marks Tay. I can probably give you a rough estimate of how realistic it is. I don't know why I keep cancelling the AWS when it's agreed. I don't need to do that. Open the doors. Now, have the front doors opened? They still haven't. Let's take a quick look around. Marks Tay. So, I believe this is accurate. There is a road bridge that goes over. And this is kind of accurate. You have the main road here. Yeah, this is pretty good. You do have there's a bridge that goes over here, then you go back on to the main road there. Where's the station? I've lost it. Station building looks accurate. I've never actually gotten off at Marks Tay, but it looks accurate. And the platforms look accurate, but I mean, I have to give them props for this. That is completely accurate. The road. I mean, the buildings are nowhere near accurate. I can't give them that. But the road is just on point. It is completely accurate. I'm actually impressed. Well done, Dovetail. I'm impressed at your roads. But this is a train simulator. Let's go. And we didn't miss a warning this time. So next stop is Whittam in about 8 minutes. Should be a nice little run down to Whittam. So Whittam would be where, for those of you that don't know, Whittam is where the branch line, the Braintree branch line, meets the main line. And where things get interesting. Whistleboard, whistleboard, where are you? Okay, so let me see anyone. The AI's been... Oops, the voice. The AI's been not too bad going along here. We've seen a fair few trains. I mean, no Class 90s. Which is a bit sad. I do like a Class 90. But a lot of 360s. Which isn't horribly accurate. You'd normally get when the 360s would start to show up past Whittam, where they're coming from the branch lines. And the Class 90s run a lot of the stuff between Ipswich and Liverpool Street. I don't know, we'll make up some excuse about how there's no Class 90s in service, which is why we're running 360. No whistleball for that, but I'm going to give it a whistle anyway because I love whistling. I had to do it at least once. Now where are these unexpected things that we should be prepared for? I was promised unexpected things. And I haven't seen any yet, which is sad. Maybe we'll get like a warning at some point for being a bad driver. Oh, we're going through a station here. Station is it? I have no idea really. Kelvedon. Kelvedon. And that's not just me trying to pretend that I would have known it, but yeah, it does make sense that it is Kelvedon. Our stopping service does not stop there though. I don't think Kelvedon gets much service. Oh, no cars driving. Verse 7:22 in the evening. This doesn't look very accurate. Maybe it's a summer service. 7:22 in the evening now would not be this nice. pretty damn dark. So many whistleboards at the moment. And I mean, I love a good whistleboard as much as the next person, but quite a few whistleboards have come up. Where are you going? Let's have a look. You're going. You're also not going to London Liverpool Street. Where are you going this side? You're going to Cambridge. I don't think you're going to Cambridge either, mate. I don't think you're going to either of the places you claim to be going. I really need to stop zooming in with my Superman vision down here. Not realistic at all. Another service up here. I'm going to use my Superman vision. I'm going to use it to spot interesting things. Oh, nearly missed Whittam coming up. Oh dear. That would have been embarrassing, shooting through Whittam at 100 miles an hour. Really need to start slowing down for Whittam. There are no class 90s here either. Slightly disheartening. I do like a class 90. Brakes a bit. You don't have any lights on. Are you a stopped service? You're going to Shenfield's this way. So quick note to whoever made this scenario. London is the way I'm going, and all the other stuff's the other way, and we've slowed down a bit too much. Right, let's keep moving. We're early anyway. We'll stop her here. The one thing people may have noticed about Whittam driving this line is that it doesn't have any stop boards on any platform, which I always found weird. There's no... All the other stations on this line have, you know, stop boards. Whittam doesn't, and our front doors still haven't opened, actually. We'll just... Technical note. The front carriage on our train is broken. So let's see how accurate is Whittam. We're starting to get into the territory that I know. So this is accurate. Station building. It is a... You have an entrance at either side. And the other side's entrance is like this, with a single ticket machine and some stairs. Then a bridge that goes over, with stairs down to each platform. This is here. Anyone that knows with anything like Whittam is always slightly put out by the fact that there's a big industrial centre here, because Whittam is a tiny, not tiny, but it's a little village. So to have a massive industrial thing next to the station is quite out of place. Here you have the Braintree branch line, so you follow that down, you'd start seeing stations to Braintree. This isn't accurate. There is a giant, I want to say a Morrison's here. Morrison's, or one of the shopping centres. And it does have a petrol station, but it's much bigger than this, to say the least. This is accurate though. This little road that goes across, little 10-mile-per-hour speed limit going down here. It is a very sharp curve though, and it's quite continuous. So, what else can we notice? This is a little bit accurate. There's a corner shop here. I know that for a fact. I've never been on the other side. But I've been there once, actually. That's a lie. I've been there once. And there is a car park here. But there is a road there, so... Oh well. this looks accurate enough. looks good. The station building, compared to Colchester station building, the station building is very accurate. It's a service. Where are you going? Maybe not. What about this side? Ipswich. Okay. I suppose you could be going to Ipswich, but you're going the wrong way about it. Actually, no, I'll take it back. I'll take it back. Because I've just remembered that the way I think Greater Anglia do services from London is so say when it's at Liverpool Street, this end would be in the station towards the ticket barriers, and I think they do have this end so it shows you where the train is going. So that is accurate, I'll give them that. That isn't. That isn't accurate at all. Ah. Readjusting myself. Get a move. Due to leave here? 1929. That's now. Let's go. Let's go. I said, let's go. Whittam. Let me go. Come on. Whittam. There we go. We are good to move now. I always forget that the power on this thing is a 5 power. It feels like it's a 4 power. And you get up to the 4 and you push forward a little bit more and there's just a slight little bit more power. So as I was saying, I should be able to not critique, because I'm sure Dovetail have done a very nice job, but I should be able to provide an insight into the line from here. I've been on the line a few times past this point, and I have a fair idea of how things work along this little bit of track. I mean, if we were going down the branch line, I'd probably be even more knowledgeable about the track. The branch line is my favourite little line. Oh, we're already coming up to Hatfield Peveril. Surprised we actually got up to 80. If I remember correctly, there is a little bit from here where the stations are very close to each other, and then it stops after about Shenfield, and then you get into London. We're making good time into Hatfield Peveril. Normally, so I don't know, a lot of services that do stop at Hatfield Peveril. A lot of services after Whittam stop at, yes, Chelmsford, then Shenfield, Ingatestone as well, Stratford, and then Liverpool Street. It's weird that a service would stop not at Ingatestone but at Hatfield Peveril. We're starting to get the S car markers. Get over to this S car marker. so I might have lied a little bit earlier, because as I said, no services I'm normally on stop at Hatfield Peveril, so I don't really know much about Hatfield Peveril Station. I've never been through here. It looks accurate enough. I mean, the smaller stations along this line are all pretty similar. Look a bit like this. One thing that is noticeable about the Great Eastern Main Line is that even the smaller stations where there are hardly any services going through them have very long platforms, and it's because Greater Anglia run up to, I think, 10 car services. Well, if we look at it, yes, I think they do go up to 12 sometimes. 10, 12 car services, even along the branch lines. So even the stations like Braintree, Freeport, White Notley, along the branch line, they get hardly any passengers and one service every hour each way. Get massive platforms because Greater Anglia are running really long services, and then when you get into sort of towards inner London, past Shenfield, the platforms remain really long because they get Crossrail services and London Overground services that run high car number trains also. So yeah, it's weird that such quiet station. Oh damn it! I've just realised I probably missed an alarm. Yeah, it's weird that even the quietest stations still get. Okay. Now what we need to do is. Let's go. There we go. We got it moving eventually. Had to think about it. I need to stop leaving the train in forward while it's parked up and I'm looking around. I'm not sure about this. Hatfield Peveril. I honestly couldn't tell you. Oh, this stream has just turned into a mini line review. So we are running a little bit late towards Chelmsford, I think, because I was an idiot. Getting slightly later every second as well. That's nice. That's nice. That's what we like to hear. Let's see if we can claw back some time. We have 5 minutes to claw back time. But I will say at the moment it's not going well. We are just losing control. Damn it. Oh no. It's starting to decrease again now. Hang on a sec. Was that? I have to go back and check this. That doesn't look structurally safe. I'm not gonna lie. That would hold. I'm gonna put this bit here on the not accurate side. Yeah. I hate to do it, but that's not very accurate. So we got. This is accurate. This is accurate. I give them that. That road is there still. I'm gonna say we missed a whistle while I was outside, so I'm just gonna whistle. Oh, stop speeding. Ah, damn it. God damn it. It wouldn't be a stream without some speeding, of course. line has changed a little bit here. Converges if we are open field, very much accurate to the sort of outer London Essex area, really. These big fields. See, this is it. This has got a bridge here. Really too much effort to put a bridge back there. Dovetail. Really? Explore back some time. We've got about 20 seconds to play with. And it's getting slightly higher. That's nice. We like time to play with. There you go. I think the main reason I keep getting caught out is because it's so weird to have an old train like this and have something like driver vigilance on it. Because a lot of the newer trains on Train Simulator don't have driver vigilance. Yes. But to see it here, it's thrown me off. That's my excuse. We're coming into Chelmsford. If I remember correctly, and there's every chance I don't, Chelmsford is not very well done in Train Sim. There's quite a lot that's not accurate about it. But we'll see. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and say maybe it's not that bad. I haven't played the Great Eastern Midnight in a while, to be honest. So for all I know, it could be nothing. But it's not looking too good at the moment. No. Let me see. That is there. That big, weird shaped building. I will admit that is there. The station, this is accurate. We're gonna shoot past that income marker, aren't we? Or no, we're gonna be fine, we're gonna be fine. And the front carriage still doesn't open. Okay. That's fine. So, this is accurate. This here, that is, those buildings are there. And it does have this weird shaped bus station. That is the Essex County logo. County Council logo. That is right. Again, the buses are not red and blue. They're white. That is there. Not flipping into the bus station though. That's not right. What else? What else can we say? This is kind of accurate. The roads, alright. Station. I will be forgiving to Dovetail. Chelmsford Station has undergone works recently. So it's accurate to what the station used to be like. This is true. You do have, it is a raised platform. I mean, you don't have some sort of tightrope beam here going to a random door. But it's accurate enough. You also don't have platform numbers under the ground. It'll do. It'll do. Next stop is Shenfield. And we're still running late to Shenfield. Okay. They have got this kind of right, the raised arches as you leave Chelmsford. And that the park in Chelmsford is kind of right. there is some lakes. And that is there. That picking out the really small details, but that old oil tanker is there. And that is the River Chalmer. I'll give them a B for effort jumps. Next on to Shenfield. If you've been on a Great Wrangler service in the last few months, you probably had to get on a bus, either Ingatestone or Shenfield. They don't like running trains on weekends. That's up there. They get a lot of stick, but it is due to Crossrail. And I'm speeding horribly. Oh, I looked over to the minus 150. I looked away for 1 second and lost 115 points. God damn it. That's what I get for trying to look at notifications. Well, goodbye gold. Goodbye gold. Maybe silver this time. At least we put the time down. That's good. Yeah, very good. Should have known that was going to happen. We're due in Shenfield in about 7 minutes' time. Let's see if we can. We're making up time. We're making up time. That's good. Shenfield is not one I know a lot about. I know a fair amount about it. I've been there a couple of times. Very scenic along this route. I do love it. The scenic nature of it. It's not 7 tracks along with just pure gravel. It's actually something here. Thank you. Whistle board. Hear me whistle. Let's make sure we don't lose 100 more points for speeding. That would be not good. Not bad, but not good. Nobody's complained yet. I will support. So we should start seeing soon the outer / inner London stations. Go through Romford. Won't stop there. Just go through there. It'll be an experience. We are maintaining speed very well, which is making our arrival time very nice. Oh, I have a train. Again, not a 390. I don't want to know. But we're coming to a station here. Where is, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. You are Ingatestone. No, you're not Ingatestone. That did not look accurate to Ingatestone, to be honest. And I think we are starting to get towards the London Overground / Crossrail track now, so things do start getting a bit busier. in real life. I don't know how it's going to pan out in this scenario, to be honest. You know, we'll see. We'll see. It's all very quiet so far. Knock your mic. Don't do that. I'm pushing it here because we lost a lot of time with not knowing how trains work. But then we made up a lot of time by speeding. Going down to 75. And moving over, we're going down to 50. And there is no one else on the other side, so we can just occupy both tracks. Go for it. We are now. Oh, no. Oh. God damn you, downwards hill and broken bridge. They sound like yoga moves. Get into downward hill. And on to broken bridge. Start getting down speed, and we're coming into Sheffield. So let's see this. Yeah, as you can see, we're starting to get more tracks. Things get busier. It's realistic. This is accurate to the Shenfield that I know. Let's start slowing down a bit more. Actually, I've put it off quite a bit. This is accurate. Yeah. There is one slight inaccuracy that I will point out. So, the slight inaccuracy that is. Hang on a sec, guys. Before we go to this, the front door's open. We fixed it. The back doors didn't. And neither did these ones. Oh dear. Oh dear. So yes, the slight inaccuracy, which is not Dovetail's fault at all, because when the scenario was built, it was not real. Not real? Not happening. But the platforms are currently being extended at Shenfield. Make way for Crossrail. The longer trains with Crossrail coming through. Apart from that, it looks pretty accurate. I've never gotten off at. I've gotten off at Shenfield once actually, and this is accurate. It is a big long street. You do have Shenfield Station here. There is a bus stop here. Go in, and then there's stairs up to here. This is accurate enough. I'll give them Shenfield also. Very satisfying sound. Very satisfying. Due to depart from 1951 also, and then it's 2 more stops, and we're done. Our adventurous journey between Ipswich and London Liverpool Street. Hello. You're just standing there, are you? Probably waiting for a Class 90 like we all are. Let us go, Shenfield. The real challenge here is to see if we can get from Shenfield to London Liverpool Street and not speed anymore. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's going to happen at all. We can have hope. Hope and dreams. We're also on time and early to get to Stratford. Now Stratford is one of the stations that I don't think Train Simulator does very well, purely because, I mean, as with all the stations along this line really, they were modelled in Train Sim quite a long time ago, but it doesn't do it very well because Stratford has changed a lot since it was modelled in Train Simulator. Which, I mean, like I said, it's completely not Dovetail's fault, but it is true. It's not very accurate. Up to 90. Hello. Thank you, DSD. DSD can be a bit annoying. And we're speeding. Oh no. God damn it. Minus 38 points. Well, goodbye silver as well, I think. Hi, Daz the Gamer. Welcome to the stream. Can I get a quick audio check? If things are okay. You just joined as I started speeding. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's definitely not representative of my abilities at driving. Thanks. Actually, sounds good. Thank you. And speeding again. Sounds good. I'm good. I'm good. How are you? How's your 2018? Are you appalled by my driving ability? Please don't joke. I was just about to do it again. Just about to do it again. I don't think after this stream, I don't think I can sit there and criticise any streamers for their driving abilities while streaming. Learning to drive the Mark III DVT ATM. What, in real life or in the game? I love the Mark III DVT in the game, but if it's in real life, oh, that's impressive. Thank you for the follow. There's the game. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining the family. It's a small family at the moment, but it's a family nonetheless. The whistle boards stop now, and that makes me sad. I like the whistle boards in game. Yeah, speeding game. It's a difficult one to drive in game as well. I'll admit. I do like driving it in game. I'm not quite good enough to drive it at the moment, but I'm getting there. No, I don't think I do. I'd definitely never handle it in real life either. They'd never trust me behind the controls of one in real life. It's sad because I haven't seen a Mark III DVT yet in this scenario. I don't know why. Too many buttons and switches. I mean, there's probably about half as many buttons in what I'm driving right now, and I've still managed to mess it up quite considerably. I've driven the 222 by Just Trains, and I mean that. The startup procedure always gets me, but yeah, the DVT is definitely a fun one to drive, but it's not the easiest, we'll say. I love it. It's really nice in speeding in Greater Anglia livery as well. I do like the white and red DVT. Then I think the minimalist, personally, the minimalist Greater Anglia livery is something I quite like. Where are we going through? Is this Romford? Oh, that's not what I meant to do. This is PA Park. So we are starting to get the London stations coming through now. In real life, this is where we'd start to see the London Overground trains, the Crossrail trains now as well, and more Greater Anglia rolling stock. But not now, not now. That's sad. I've seen. I was born there. GA Park, nice, nice. You're now so much time spent on that station. I've spent a lot of time on this line. The Great Eastern Main Line is my line, so to speak. I've been on it so many times. And it's one of those lines that there's nothing exceptional about it, but it'll always have something in my heart. It's a nice looking line. I used to travel that line on that line to work. I feel sorry for you because I purely use the line for leisure, getting into London, and it's always plagued with some kind of delay, cancellation. I couldn't imagine having to rely on it to get into London for work. Meeting again. I'm not 100% sure where it is. I think we should have passed it by now. We should have gone past the Bombardier factory, because I remember going past there a couple of times and seeing the Crossrail stock. It's very interesting to see. A lot of people don't like the Crossrail stock. Personally, EA Park to Romford. Ah, that's not too bad then. That's not too bad. Once you sort of go past Shenfield into the Essex stations, the service is not the best. Every weekend there's something wrong. There was about 6 months, 6-ish months in the last year where there was no service at all at the weekends. So this is... That was not what I was going to say it was. I have my fingers crossed that, yeah, it wasn't good. I have my fingers crossed that, we'll see the Crossrail stock in Train Sim eventually. We probably won't, but one can hope. This is really getting more London-y now. Starting to see things building up. We're due in at Stratford in about 4 minutes. It's just, I mean, anyone who's been along this line can tell you this just isn't very realistic at all. We're getting into London and there is nothing for any DLC in sale. No, I have a lot of the DLC, and I told myself in this sale, no, I was not going to buy anything because I've dropped a lot of money on Train Sim in the last couple of years, and I don't think I could afford to get anything in this sale. What about you? Did you buy anything nice? Treat yourself to anything in the sale? What did you get? £100 this sale. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I can't say anything. I think if I sit down and work out how much I've spent since getting Train Sim, I'd probably be quite annoyed at myself. That's a lot of money on this sale. Hopefully you picked up some good DLC. I've gotten rid of all hopes of getting silver in this scenario. It's not going to happen, I don't think. Well, I only started playing again about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, fair enough. I keep telling myself it's late Christmas. It is. And I mean, depending on what content you get, speeding, you know, the money's worth it, really. I mean, I've put in... I'm not one of the more... Which is weird me saying this, because I'm currently streaming the game and do it quite actively. I'm not one of those people that puts in hundreds of hours every week on Train Sim. I have about 200 hours total on Train Sim. And I mean, you pay for the DLC and it does make up for it. I don't know how many hours I put in my favourite lines, like London to Brighton and Midland Main Line, but they've definitely been worth the money spent on them, I'd say. And that's definitely not me trying to justify it to myself. I also play Euro Truck 2. I've just reinstalled it on my computer, and I'm hoping to start streaming it eventually again. DLC is much cheaper. Yes, there's less of it as well. DLC is cheaper and there's less of it. And you put in a lot of hours on Truck Sim. I do like Truck Simulator. I think it's moving on up on the list of games I'm going to stream eventually. So Stratford, accuracy of Stratford. I'm not gonna lie, the accuracy's not really there. I assume this is their version of Westfield. This is the Olympic Park over here, which is actually not too bad. You have the spirally thing over here. Station over the stadium over there. It's alright. The velodrome. The MP mode is yeah. I mean, the mods on multiplayer try their best. I won't say they don't. They definitely try their best, but I mean, when you've got a big multiplayer game on a game like Truck Sim, there's always gonna be people that just ruin the game, and I mean, I can't deal with that. I'm not one of those people that plays the game super realistically, but you know, I like a bit of realism when I'm playing. It's not easy. I mean, yeah, you're right. If you look at how big the map of Truck Sim is and how many players are online, it's impossible to police the whole thing. You can only react when someone says that something happens, really. I mean, they try their best, but it's just it's crazy, the multiplayer for Truck Sim. And I admire the mods that work on it. Always got to get the screenshots. We are nearly ready to go into our final... Why is the camera moving? Stop moving. Thank you. We are due about 10 minutes into London Liverpool Street. Nothing unexpected. It told me to beware of the unexpected, and nothing's happened. Maybe something's gonna happen. Past here. Where are you going? Where are you going? Colchester. That is the first train I've seen this entire stream that has an accurate destination board. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, so the train's probably splitting somewhere, and the front's going to Colchester and the rear's going to Norwich. Because I was so happy to see an accurate departure board there. Looks good. It does. It does. I just wish we had the newer skins for the Greater Anglia stock. I think when they initially implemented these skins, they might not have had the branding rights, which is why it is just a plain blue and white skin. Are we due to depart from Stratford? 2008. You can hear the sirens just continuously around Stratford. Now, I don't know what that says about Stratford, but they are continuously going. And I've just noticed the cars are vanishing. I like the sound effects. The thing about the sound effects is, I don't know if you've heard with Armstrong Powerhouse's Route Stability Pack, but the sound effects take up a massive amount of space. And if you get the Stability Pack, they get rid of a lot of the sound effects, and it makes the routes more stable. Like, I could never run this route before, and since getting it, I've run it a lot. Someone stole from Tesco. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. So I think, if we're lucky, I might get a bronze on this scenario. But, you know, it's the experience, isn't it? It's not the score. That's what I'm going to tell myself now that I've lost about 300 points speeding. At least I haven't overshot a play to enjoy, exactly. Exactly. At least I haven't overshot a station yet. It wouldn't be a stream if I didn't overshoot a station, and I'm not going to say that anymore because the next station is London Liverpool Street, and overshooting that station involves going straight into the barriers. Which, oh no, which would probably get me fired if I went through the barriers at Liverpool Street. Probably, yeah, I'd be gone. So we need to get down to 60, and there we are, starting to see some landmarks as we come into Liverpool Street here. Definitely also. Can you imagine that? You're sitting there eating your, having your coffee and eating a bagel or something, and just a train plows into your cafe. I don't think people would be too happy, to be honest. That would definitely ruin some people's day. That would not be good. Trying to reduce our speed now as we come towards Liverpool Street. I mean, I'm surprised that as we start heading into London, well, I say into London, we've been into London for quite a while now. We start heading towards Liverpool Street, the route's holding up. The route's holding up really well. Ooh, let's get down to speed. Get down speed a bit more. Only just. This is where we need London Overground and all that stock. It's too quiet here for where we are. starting to head underground. That building popped in. That is there in real life. I can attest to that building being there. Down to 30. And we're starting to head into the little underground bit where you know you're coming into London Liverpool Street because you lose all phone signal. I use the brake a bit too much. Yeah. You notice that you just sometimes you throw the brake on a little bit too much. There's been a few times where I've reacted to seeing a speed limit coming up and accidentally thrown the train into emergency. Just pretend it doesn't happen. Lost a few. I mean, I've currently lost about 200-300 points just to speeding alone, so no comment. Overshoot them. We've all done it. We've all done it. I mean, now that I'm doing 15, it would be pretty difficult for me to overshoot this platform. Not impossible. Not impossible. I'm sure I'll manage it. I remember the first time I came to London Liverpool Street, I got off the train and an automated message started playing saying, British Transport Police are asking all passengers to evacuate the station due to a security threat. That, early in the morning, first time in London Liverpool Street, that was not fun. I know. It wasn't the best. Didn't know where I was going. I just followed the crowd. Turned out to be nothing. But they let us in about 10 minutes later. But it wasn't fun. Oh, it's sad to see the journey come to an end now. It's been fun. It's been fun indeed. There we go. Let's get neutral, lights turned off, max brake. Yay, we made it. Everyone's alive. Somehow everyone's alive. And the master key off. Lights are off. Anto down. And that is that. We've done it. Front door still didn't open. Again. Oh well. Oh well. This is actually quite accurate for Liverpool Street. You'd expect them to get Liverpool Street right, at least. Tickets. I mean, the tickets don't go all the way along. They stop about here, and the underground stuff's here. Safely home. Well done, driver. Now let's see the damage. How did we do? Show me the goods. Oh, we got silver. We managed silver, so we made it to every station on time and a lot of speeding, actually, quite a lot. That's a lot of speeding. Oh dear. But we made silver. We made it. So that was a nice little drive between Ipswich and London Liverpool Street, actually. Nice and sunny. Nothing too taxing. Thank you for joining me on the stream today. It was great having you all here. Nice little chat. We all experienced a fun time. Hopefully, should be back streaming sort of same time next Tuesday and next Wednesday. Check my social media links, Twitter. Had to refresh. Check Twitter. This is the best way to see when I'm online. I'll post about 15 minutes before I go live there. So thank you for joining me. Hopefully I'll see you next week. And I hope you all have a fun time on Train Sim. Goodbye.